Okay, but let's get this show on the road. Is everyone having a good time tonight?
Oh, yeah! Woo!
Everyone, are we sure? Alright, for those of you who don't know, I'm Steve Zuckerberg. I'm the brother of the man of the evening. And let's get a couple things out of the way. This may go on a little bit too long, but I am not one to take personal responsibility, as some of you may know. You know what I'm going to blame for this? My mother. She's had it too good tonight, and she could take any story and drag it out for hours and hours, so, Mom, the blame is so... I'm just kidding. Give a round of applause for my mom, Doris. About 14 months ago, I get a call from my brother telling me that he has asked Bridget to marry him, and that she said yes. And a couple things go through my mind. I'm going to be a best man. So there's a bachelor party. We will not discuss any of that tonight. What happens in Vegas clearly stays in Vegas. The next thing is I have to make a toast. I start thinking around the bar. Boy, did you set the bar low on this one, John. You know, I did a little bit of digging around, and it turns out, of all the groomsmen, every single one of them turned this down. And not only did every one of them turn it down, after that, my brother sent out an SOS on the Pacific Ocean to Jeff Nicoletta, but he was passed out somewhere on the boat. He couldn't accept, so I stepped in on his behalf. So here I am. But in all seriousness, me and my brother, from as far back as I remember, we've been the best of friends. We're just basically inseparable. And, you know, we would do everything together. And then there came a point in my life, I'd say when I was about 12, 13. And the people here from New City can appreciate this. The time when me and my friends, it would be a big deal to walk into town. You know, to go to the Cinema 6 or the New City Pizza or Danny's Dugout. And my younger brother would say, I want to come. And, you know, I would say, no, John, you can't. But my friends would be like, no, we want your brother to come. No. And I started thinking, yeah, maybe they're just using me for my brother. That's very possible. So, you know, so we had that. And then a couple years go on, and then I go into my awkward teenage years. Yes, I was awkward as I was growing. Shocking. And my brother, he's very involved in basketball and soccer. And we drifted apart a little bit. You know, it just wasn't the same. And even when I was a senior in high school, and he was a freshman in high school, we'd pass each other. Maybe we'd say what's up, but that's kind of the extent to it. And, you know, so that I thought it is what it is. And then there came a turning point that I'll never forget. And it was at my freshman year, University of Buffalo. We got the UB people here. Come on, I'm going to represent. And it was Thanksgiving weekend. It was like the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. And I didn't have a car on campus yet, so I took the train from Buffalo to Westchester. And after a long ride, my father is there to pick me up, and he's with my brother. And the first thing I noticed is my brother at 15 had, in a matter of 3 months, grown like 6 inches. And he's towering over me, and I'm like, oh, okay. And then my father says, well, I'm sure you're hungry, this was a long trip, we're going to take you to Burger King. So we're online, we're waiting for Burger King, and my brother pulls me aside, and he goes, hey, tomorrow night, me and my friends are going to drink, do you want to join us? And at first my jaw hit the floor, but secondly I said, okay. Now, I gotta say, I normally don't condone 15-year-olds drinking, it's not really a lot of about. But in retrospect, that was probably the best thing I could have done because we started hanging out again, and it was just great. And, you know, people when they go away to college, you know, when they ask what they miss about home, some people say, oh, it's my mom's cooking, or I get to my laundry in private. But honestly, the years that I was away at school, what I would miss is hanging out with my brother. And on breaks and summer vacations, and just hanging out, and just, you know, yeah, there was a lot of drinking involved. I won't go down Yeah. But it was just great, completely reconnected. And, then there came the point to my senior year in college where my brother joined me at Buffalo. And, his version of it is that he thought of it first because, I don't know, something about him being a Buffalo Bills fan when he was in 4th grade and being miserable about Scott Norwood missing that field goal against the Giants. But, I digress. But anyway, he joined me up there. And, at that point I was kind of established. I had, an off-campus house, my group of friends. And when we would do things, then my, fraternity brothers would be like, we would have a party, go out to the bars, like, is your brother coming? You should bring your brother. And I felt a sense of deja vu. I said, here we go again. New people, and they still want to use me for my brother. So that's fine, that's fine. But then I went on to graduate, and, I would, at that point I started to work, make a little money. I would take some trips up. And when I would see my brother, I saw the beginning of his maturity happen. And, I think one of the biggest things so he was elected president of his fraternity. And, for those who aren't Greek, that's a big deal. That's the biggest compliment you get from your peers. So it kind of just shows me that, the person he was starting to become. And then he went on to graduate, and then from there, what an aggressive guy. Moving into Manhattan, started busting his butt by selling insurance, and then, becoming marketing manager of a finance company, going back to school to get his MBA, and really, I just couldn't be prouder. So, professionally, I just knew he was on to great things, and, yes, and then, when it came to his personal life, I saw him date here and there, and that was nice, but, I always thought there was a little part that was missing, just a little bit. And so, let's fast forward about 3 summers ago, the summer of 2009, and, for those of you who don't know, our friend Mike Kramer here had a tradition every summer at his parents' house in Pomona. There'd be a big pool party. And, you guys know it's
Jones!
So, being that it's my brother's friends, there's the usual amount of debauchery going on. So I'll never forget my brother pulling me aside at this party and saying, I started dating someone new, this girl, Bridget, and she actually wants to come up here and join the party. And my first reaction would be like, she wants to join you and your alcoholic friends? There must be something wrong with her. But then I thought better to myself and I said, knowing my brother, he's probably fed her a line about what this party is actually about. I completely misled her. And of course that was the case. And I don't think she ever made it up that night, but a couple months later, getting to know Bridget, when I did meet her and find out that she teaches in the South Bronx, disadvantaged children, and I said, okay, so this is not at all I expected. This is someone who I think would be good for him. And, the matter of the fact is that, Bridget, you really do compliment my brother perfectly. I think that, you're really the one missing piece in his life that he really needed. And I don't think it's a coincidence that as you got more serious, my brother managed to finish graduate school, to move on to get a better job, and things are just going tremendously. So, Bridget, I really want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for that. And I really want to thank you because I've always wanted a sister, and the fact that after 35 years, I can say I have one, I couldn't ask for a better one. So, without further ado, everyone please join me in raising your hands.